this is Whitmore Pond Bigfoot Expedition Hike and Breakdown, Part 5 in Evart, Michigan on 7/18/22. I'll have links in the description below for Whitmore Pond Bigfoot Expedition Hikes Part 1, 2, 3, and 4. Evart, Michigan is just north of Big Rapids and east of Reed City, home to Strawberry Lake and lots of state land. And this is the area where our first hike takes place north of Whitmore Pond. Okay, I'm going to show you the Part 5 clip. Actually, it's the whole Part 5 is only 3 minutes long. And I'm going to play it through, and then following that is a breakdown with some examples.
Here.
There's one over that way that's got a branch that's like hanging down that low. A big branch, like about that big around. Hey, you gotta watch what you're riding into out here.
I could say I could smell the water, but
I don't even know if that's if we went through there, that'd be the right spot or not. Damn it. Dude, we're lost, so fucking lost. These damn fucking flies are getting worse. This is a clip from the video that I'm about to break down, but first, I gotta go over this. Okay, before we start the breakdown, we're going to go over this word called pareidolia that I get accused of quite constantly. The tendency to perceive an object, pattern, or meaning where there is none. I'm not seeing smiley faces in a cup of coffee here, people. I'm trying to pick out something that can cloak, that's a dark color that can hide in the woods. I pick out nose, I pick out some eyes, I pick out some fingers, and all these things together are not a coincidence. They're a cloaking Sasquatch. Wake up and smell the coffee. Ultrasound and infrasound. Sound waves with frequency too low for the human ear to hear are called infrasound. Sound waves with frequency too high for the human ear to hear are called ultrasound. Animals such as whales, elephants, and hippopotamus use infrasound to communicate over distances. Animals such as dogs, bats, birds, and insects can hear ultrasound. but we can. We got gypped. The acousto-optic effect is the phenomenon which deals with the interaction of light, optics, and sound, acoustics, and may be described as the diffraction of light brought about by the sound waves. So what we see is a diffracted light wave, and not what we're actually looking at. Our eyes can be fooled. I'll put more information in the description below. So open your eyes and open your mind and come along and learn with me. And before I make a decision on what I see, I make hundreds of stills and a lot of edits to bring you this, and it's for you to decide afterwards. Well, infrasound is a bass. What does bass do when it really hits hard? It shakes things. It shakes your speaker. What happens to the speaker? Well, it gets a little bit blurry when it shakes around, doesn't it? And objects around it can be shaken around and gotten blurry also. Much like the infrasound that they use, when they start shaking in a low bass, they blur the objects around them just ever so slightly. Then they let out an ultrasound and a high-pitched whistle to push this effect forward and aim it at you like a weapon. The sound waves, as they distort the light waves, gather closer together across the smooth white surface of the skull and accelerate outward, probably with the form of a whistle. This ultrasound that they use to move the infrasound outwards is the use of both sounds at once. Okay, these are video stills for an example from Evart, Michigan last year in 2021. This arrow, you can see a skull right there, and the subject right there. As I'm walking down this path, he's using that skull to cloak. You won't see in any detail from him but a bunch of gloppity gloop, and that's exactly what they want. But you can see the skull pretty clearly right there, and the subject is right behind it. And he's pushing out that sound right there with that skull. And these are the stills that aren't zoomed in sequence. You can see the subject over there on the left with his little skull doing his cloaky thing. And if you look around hard enough, there's other subjects around, but I'm just pointing this one out because this guy is the easiest one to see, and you can definitely see that that's a skull, and it even looks like it has a jawbone on it. I do think these are skulls from their own kind. I don't think they're humans. Their eye sockets are too big. More on this, and I'll put links in the description below on all these little videos I have in here. And yeah, they like the smooth white surface. I've seen them use, deer skulls. In Florida, I've seen them use alligator skulls. And their cloaking techniques aren't always perfect. Sometimes you'll see an arm sticking out of a tree like this in Berry County, Michigan in spring of 2019. Okay, this example comes from Evart, Michigan from last year in 2021 also, and features what I would call the Windigo effect. And it's the most extreme cloaking that an adult Sasquatch can do. He's almost completely transparent, and it shows him projecting the skull outward. And I apologize for the copy of this. It's a copy of a copy. I lost the original when I lost the computer, but this is the best I can do. And this is pretty weird, so here we go. Here to watch in some video stills here. I'll show you exactly what you see. The first thing is, I got circled here, it looks like a skull being held in the middle of the air. But it's a cloaking Sasquatch holding the skull up to its face. You can see its eyes and nose behind that, and its fingers around the skull. I've seen this effect several times before with a deer skull, what people would call the Windigo. I call it the Windigo effect, and what they're doing is using the infrasound and putting that skull or whatever in front of them that they use, and you can see the sound waves carry that image outward. I think they're trying to scare me. It doesn't work. I laughed at the last one too. These are two examples of where I think the infrasound is coming from to make these effects on both instances. And it's not an image back in the trees. It moves along with me. He tries to get a little bit ahead of me, and then for a second, he tries to throw the image in front of me here a second. This is a few of the images here on the stills. A floating skull. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, here's a little video clip and a couple of stills of our first meeting in Evart, Michigan last year on 8/20/21. This first still here is him at a distance climbing the tree, what I saw from the pond when I first started walking towards there. And here's a short video clip.
Looks like an ass to me. Hey, and a face. What are you doing? You think you're hiding? You ain't got tree growth? You don't even got the fucking bark right. It's not even the right kind of bark for that kind of tree. Seriously, I can see your ass. Are you gonna poop on me? I can see your feet. I can see your face. Hi. What you guys doing? Hiding? That's not a good job of hiding. I mean, it's okay, but like, you got the wrong kind of tree bark on there, and your ass is showing, and your feet.
And here's some video stills. This first one with the smaller circle, and the inside of the bigger circle is about where his face is at. Here you'll get a little bit better look. He's kind of hanging sideways, and he's holding on to the tree and that piece of bark with his foot and his hand. I actually do make him poop. I scared the poop out of him, or the pee, I'm not sure. You can see the whole video, and I'll put the link in the description below.
Looks like an ass to me. Hey, and a face. What are you doing? You think you're hiding? You ain't got tree growth? You don't even got the fucking bark right. It's not even the right kind of bark for that kind of tree. Seriously, I can see your ass. Are you gonna poop on me? I can see your feet. I can see your face. Hi. What you guys doing? Hiding? That's not a good job of hiding. I mean, it's okay, but like, you got the wrong kind of tree bark on there, and your ass is showing, and your feet.
And this is in early July this year in 2022 in Evart, Michigan, where he kind of loses his nerve and runs off. There he is right there. You can see his face a little bit. Evart, Michigan, 7/18/22 video breakdown. This is a clip with slow motion, and the subject is in a red circle. Now here's some enhanced stills. Red, the subject, is juvenile Sasquatch, possibly learning to cloak or hide in the crotch of this tree. And here's the same picture in black and white to see it a little bit easier. I'll break it down a little bit more. There in red is the subject. And red is an eye. And red is a nose. In red, right shoulder, folded arm around the thumb, fingers covering the subject's mouth just below his nose. And this is a folded knee and the shin of the subject. Here's some more black and whites and a color. And a black and white of the subject with a green circle around it. A little bit closer. Everything blacked out. Here looking back and forth. And there you go. Okay, a little bit further back with the red circle around it and the black and white here. And this is an overlay I did just to show you real quick kind of where everything's located at a little bit. I hope that helps. Hey, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. It helps the channel. Appreciate it.